Hello everybody, it's only me. Happy Tuesday. I hope you are well. Well, I think listening to Rishi Sunak, I don't believe a word he says. I don't. I think the man is quite robotic. I feel as if he hasn't got a soul. He's got tunnel vision to the big picture. I think he wants to install the digital ID, then the central bank digital currency, which is his baby. This is his big thing that he wants to do. This is the reason why I think he was installed for the digital ID, mainly the central bank digital currency. He's a numbers man. He was a Goldman Sachs man, remember. Now, I listened to it. I didn't believe it, but I'm trying to pick between what he was saying to find out more. He always goes on about the plan, doesn't he? Well, I've said this before. This is the WEF plan. This is the plan for what they want, the new world order, not the plan for you. He's not talking to you. He's got a plan, but he's telling them, look, they have said it again. Look, I've got a plan. Yes, this is where I think it is. So I've been trying to pick in his speech to pick out and read between the lines. Right now, I'm no super person, but this is what I think. Now, basically, itchy nose. He mentioned about cutting the rate of national insurance for the self-employed, and there was huge claps in the room. Now, he's cutting 2p off for us normal folks who just go to work and pay our taxes. But why do that? Is this a start of something? Is it to get votes? Because the self-employed during furlough, his famous baby, the self-employed were left to rot. The self-employed got very, very little. Is this his way of giving them something back to try and get their votes? But why not do the income tax side of it? Why do the national insurance side of it? That's where my brain's going. These are just my first thoughts, so I'm telling you them. Now, remember before I've said, when he said, this is what they're thinking about doing, abolishing national insurance, it makes me wonder, why not any other tax? Why national insurance? And then all of a sudden he's come out and said this for the self-employed, for their national insurance. He's going to abolish whatever he's going to abolish. And then I thought, just look it up. I mean, I know what national insurance is for, but I thought, no, I just need the definitive, what it is. Right, okay then. So I've typed in, what is national insurance number used for? Now, I know what it's used for, but I'm going to give you what it's written down, the proper definition. You have a national insurance number to make sure your national insurance contributions and tax are recorded against your name only. Your national insurance number remains the same for life. It's made up of 2 letters and 6 numbers and a final letter. Now, we all know that, don't we? We've all had one. But what happens if this went? So if your national insurance contributions, let's just say they go, right? Just say, so he gets rid of the ones for the self-employed and then eventually gets rid of ours. So there isn't any national insurance. How are they going to know what tax they've recorded against your name? That's what this is for. That's why you keep it your whole life. If it goes, you won't have a number. So what will they have to introduce? Another form of ID. Perhaps a digital ID. So can you see the mistrust that I've got in the man's words? I don't trust him. I didn't trust anything he said. They've had 14 years to do all this stuff. They've had 14 years to cut taxes. They've had 14 years to build houses. They've had 14 years to introduce bills for this and bills for that. And they've done none of them. What have they actually done? Think about it. in the last 14 years. Answer below. Have a good think about it and tell me what the Tories have done, apart from ruin this country with the backing of the opposition, because everything that they've done has been approved. They even switched all the Brexit stuff around. That was all. We never got Brexit. We got Brino. We are not important to these people. Controlling us is their main aim. Now, I distrust him. I distrust all the rest. And that is my feelings. So if you can tell me what the Conservative Party have done that benefited you in the last 14 years. Now, I think the only thing we'll come back with is the triple lock on the pensioners' pensions. Because to be fair, that's going to be my contribution to the answers. I think the triple lock is probably the best thing that they've ever done for the pensioners. However, our pensioners get far less than any other European pensioners. The European pensioners are praised for all their work and life that they've done, and they're looked after. Pensions that came originally from the national insurance that now goes into the one big pot and is sent abroad and to look after everybody else apart from us. Am I being just naturally suspicious here with him doing this? Think of the bigger picture. Tell me what they've done for you in the last 14 years that they've been in government. And do you believe what he's saying to be true? I certainly don't. I don't trust one word that comes from that man's lips. And I actually think that this is the start of abolishing the national insurance, which will get rid of the national insurance number, and then they will introduce a digital ID, because they'll say, well, how are we going to sort your taxes out? How are we going to know? How are you going to ID yourself if we don't have this? Oh, yes, we'll have a digital ID. Digital ID, central bank digital currency, social credit system. That's my suspicious mind, in the suspicious mind. Anyway, I'm off. Bye.